You're watching today on eNCA, DSTV channel 403. Good afternoon and a happy Women's Day to you. My name is Dan Moyane. Now, today we're honoring the sacrifices of women in the struggle for liberation. It's been 67 years since that march that took over 20,000 brave women took to the streets of Pretoria on the repressive apartheid government. They marched to the union buildings and the authoritarian seat of power at the time. Today, their legacy is being remembered on those same lawns. Aviwe Mtila attending that event earlier today, and he's joining us now from Pretoria, from the grounds of the union buildings. Good afternoon, Aviwe. The official ceremony is done and dusted. The messages have been delivered, including by the President of the Republic.
President Cyril Ramaphosa Bradan delivering that keynote address here at the Union Buildings, where, of course, 67 years ago, those 20,000 odd women descended upon the Union Buildings. In fact, one of them, that was the leaders there, Sophie de Bruyn, the last woman leader of that generation, was in attendance here. As President Cyril Ramaphosa mentioned some key measures. Among them is that effective from this month, there will be no police bail for those that conduct rape. In fact, they will then have to appear in court if they are to be granted bail. When it comes to gang rapes and serial rapists, basically, also there we heard that they are to face life imprisonment. I just want to get now a sense of what was said by the President and reaction to it all from the NGO Not In My Name. We have Nwabisa Sikaba here. Nwabisa, thank you for joining us at eNCA. And maybe let me start off that no police bail and that just the stipulations mentioned there by the President. Are you happy?
I would say, as a civil rights movement that deals with issues of gender-based violence, there were some positives that we take from this address from the President today, and I think that's one of them. I think it's a positive step in the right direction, especially because when rapists receive bail, they are likely to go back to the same crime and repeat it again. So, like the President said, majority of the people who experience gender-based violence are people who are known to the victims. So if a bail application has been received, then it's likely that the person will go back to the crime. So with this bail application, we're hoping that the courts will deny the person the ability to go back and commit the crime, or they have to receive a bail application that is denied by the court.
There's a sort of a talk of a court interdict preventing that person from being in contact with the perpetrator. You happy with that?
I am happy with that. An interdict is very important. I think also what came out for me is also the fact that the President said that there'll be a life sentence for people who are serial gang rapists, incest, and other rapists who commit serious crimes like domestic violence. So we are very happy about that. But one thing that fell short for us was the issue around economic freedom for women. I think the President just regurgitated some things that he had previously spoke about, and we are saying that we will hold him and his cabinet to account in future regarding these issues that he has promised us today.
And one of those issues, of course, would be, for example, the pay discrepancies between Banyana as well as Bafana male players. Well, Banyana have progressed through to the top 16, the first national team to do so in football. Bafana aren't doing that much, but they still receive more money than Banyana. The promise here is that that must be addressed speedily. Is this the first time we're hearing this? Do you believe it will be effective?
I think obviously this is lip service, and we really need to look into that. Like Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma said, this is not just an issue of sports. It's a global issue, and also it's a nationwide issue. There needs to be a look into how women are paid, and I think her department is the right platform to actually make an assessment of what is the gap between women and men in terms of pay and wages.
And in attendance was the Istwalandre, Umama Sophie de Bruyn, the last of the leaders that were actually marshalling those 20,000 crowds coming here to the union buildings. Do you believe that what they were fighting for and the struggles of women have been met, have the, by this even democratic dispensation, nearly 3 decades into democracy?
I think Ms. Sophie de Bruyn did a good job by rehashing the history and the legacy that women have played in our freedom. And I think it's important to honor women like her, and to have women like her amongst our midst is definitely an honor. And for her to grace us with her presence and her speech, I think it was very marvelous. One thing I can say is that we need to have women like her in our midst now. We need women who are going to rise above what is happening and to hold government to account, and to actually make a follow-up on the promises that have been made today. We need leaders who are going to go forward and start making government do an action what they have presented here today.
All right, thank you very much, Nwabisa Sikaba from NGO Not In My Name. Of course, just looking back on the speeches that were made there, and one of them coming from Ms. Twalandla Bradan, that is Ma Sophie de Bruyn, in fact, the last leader of those that were marching to the union buildings with those 20,000 people. Yeah, some of those leaders, of course, were Ma Lillian Ngoyi, Helen Joseph, Ma Riam Musa, some of them that were, in fact, wanting those pass laws abolished. We understand when they got here to the union buildings, in fact, they had a moment of silence for at least 30 minutes and then broke into song. That song was, of course, that Watinta Mbokoto, Watinta Umfazi. That's it, basically meaning that if you touch a woman, you are basically touching a rock. It's 67 years later now, and the woman said that while a significant chunk has been done to meet some of their demands, there's still a lot more that still needs to be done by government and society.
Thank you very much, Aviwe Mtila. Live to us from the Union Buildings in Pretoria, the capital city, Tshwane, where the official Women's Day event has just ended.